So if you listen to the words, a jingle is kind of a cheesy thing, but to me, I feel like I put a lot of love into the lyrics because I think that really encompasses that initial spirit of people in Bitcoin, so, and cryptocurrency subsequently. I didn't want to give any of my money to a nation based on war. I wanted to be free, nothing holding me back from where I want to go. It was to take away the money, don't give up your money, use Bitcoin whenever you pay. Use Bitcoin whenever you pay. I didn't want to waste any of my time working for the government. I wanted to be kind, open up my mind, just like an instrument. So it was so cool. There was like 300 people there and everyone was like, ah. And it was a wonderful moment for me because I got accepted into this new kind of revolution. I became good friends with Andreas Antonopoulos. We connected down in Buenos Aires, and he really liked my Masters of War because he really saw how, you know, the Federal Reserve and the central banking systems are really enabling perpetual war because people aren't going to vote for that. Who wants that? Who wants to pay for that? But people don't know about that because they don't know how the monetary system works. So anyway, I became friends also with Adam B. Levine from Let's Talk Bitcoin. Some of you may have listened to his podcast. He has a whole podcasting network of different cryptocurrency type podcasts. And Adam had also had a music background, and I started to tell him some of the problems that I had seen in the music industry. And to me, the main thing that was really difficult, well, there were two main things. There was fans and funding, right? How do I make sure that I'm playing to more than 2 people, and I'm not counting the waitress? And how do I make sure that my fans actually connect with me on a long-term basis? When I first heard about social media, I was all excited because, okay, broke artists, now we can finally find fans. But the problem is that as I went from Friendster to MySpace to Facebook and YouTube, as they would fall in and out of fashion, these websites, you would lose contact with your fans. And what really drove it home to me and also aggravated the heck out of me was when Facebook started charging me to reach my fans for advertising. And then when a fan would want to send me a message and they didn't know me, Facebook would charge them $1. Did I get that $1? No. What the hell? It's my time that they're not wasting, but I mean sometimes. So that was a little bit frustrating. And also as far as crowdfunding went, there were some limitations. So traditionally with crowdfunding, if you put up a campaign on Indiegogo, you run it for 30 days and people can only donate during that time. And then what do they get? They give me $50 and I give them a t-shirt, and I know the ladies in the audience know my pain. You're gonna get a man shirt. No one wants another sleeping clothes. You know, you get like a fixed prize that you don't necessarily want. and it's not transferable. You can't really do anything with it, and it's just, you know, like, hooray, I support it, which is cool. But we felt that we could do something different. So what we set out to do is we created the first ever artist cryptocurrency, and with the goal of having that be a little bit of a model for other artists to bring it together, right? And if other artists could do it, the way I figured it was we could sneak crypto into people and they wouldn't even know about it. For example, if you had Taylor Swift and she made a Taylor Swift coin tomorrow, Bitcoin price go up, we'd all be happy, we'd all be partying, and there would be a ton of people that didn't care about the Federal Reserve but would secretly learn about it, and even if they didn't, who cares? Now they're on cryptocurrency, and we could have more mass adoption. So that was really exciting to me. We had some problems with the fundraising because I didn't realize how difficult it would be in order to build a coin. I mean, building the coin is one thing, but building the rails on which the coin functions, whole other torturous animal that, you know, we've basically been struggling with. So I raised $10,000 on the first crowd sale, which was in, I think, like May of 2014, maybe June. And I went on to create the first fully funded with crypto album, which is my upcoming album called Keep the Faith. And you know, I'm really excited about that record. I'll get to that later. So we funded the album, we got the recording studio to accept Bitcoin, I got all the musicians, I forced them to download a wallet, I have it all on video. And during that time, I also got a little bit more familiar with the Ross Ulbricht case. How many people here know about the Silk Road? Okay, cool. So the Silk Road was basically a free market experiment that's been, in my opinion, vilified quite heavily by the government. But the interesting thing about the Silk Road was it was a free market. There were certain principles that governed it, you know, non-aggression principle. You can't have something, you know, no child porn, no credit card fraud, nothing like that that would actually hurt somebody else. The site was meant to be a peaceful economic experiment. And what do people want on the black market? Drugs. So, you know, that caught the attention of the authorities. And Chuck Schumer, he came in and he swooped in and he was very angry. And, you know, I found it very unusual that Chuck Schumer had such an interest in the drug industry because, you know, he was the head of the banking committee. So if you can't tell my little insinuations, I think that the real problem that Chuck Schumer and the state in general had with the Silk Road, it wasn't so much the drugs, although of course they don't care for that because they want the corner on that market, but they didn't like that it was giving Bitcoin value. And this is, you know, somebody called this, Silk Road was the first real killer app for Bitcoin. And in a lot of ways it was. Bitcoin went through the roof because people could actually use it for something in a way that they enjoyed. And when I first heard about the Silk Road, I was like, I don't care about this, right? Because I'm not buying drugs on the internet. So, you know, why does that affect me? But I didn't really understand until I became good friends with Ross Ulbricht's mother, Lynn Ulbricht, who's a warrior. And what's so interesting to me about Lynn was that she humanized the situation to me. I did some interviews with her and I shared them with people and people really responded to it. And that actually inspired me to write The Silk Road, which is a song I'll play for you guys. And to me, the goal with The Silk Road was to, with that song, was to humanize the situation and give people a little bit of compassion and open them up, right? Because you can try and tell people, well, there have been studies that show that the Silk Road was a great harm reduction tool. Your chances of dying were cut by you're 5 times less likely to die of drugs if you use the Silk Road. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive, but people are not necessarily going to get with that. But I think that when you give a story and a human element to who Ross Ulbricht is and why he did what he did, you have a different conversation with people. So I will now sing you that song.
Gets
And you should be sad, because Ross Ulbricht is in jail for double life plus 40 years for building a website. He's never sold drugs. Yes, he facilitated the site, and we don't really know what happened because the trial was so corrupt. There were 2 corrupt agents that stole over $1 million from that website that had direct access to pretty much most of the digital evidence that was used. And why is that important, digital evidence, right? Well, that's actually a new precedent being set by this case. They're saying that digital evidence, which, in case you didn't know, if you've ever tried to get a bank loan or something, you can't use a screenshot of your information. You have to provide them with actual stuff. Why? Because digital evidence is very easy to be manipulated. So now, if we're going to start using digital evidence, that's a little scary, right? And also, they took his entire laptop. So in the United States, we have a Fourth Amendment right, and they say, oh, you know, you have to have a warrant in order to no unreasonable search and seizure, right? Well, if you have a file cabinet, you can't just say, I want a warrant for file cabinet. You have to say, I want a warrant, and I want to look in the file, and I want to find this specific file. And with Ross, what they did was they took his entire laptop and they rummaged through it. So by allowing that to be admissible and just having this massive, I mean, it's a file cabinet on steroids, they're able to, you know, use that against him and basically circumvent one of our very important constitutional rights. So I'm obviously very passionate about that case, but I also think that even though there's a lot of support in the cryptocurrency community for Ross Ulbricht, people can't talk about it. Why? Because obviously you're not supposed to say things against the state. You're supposed to be like, oh, I'm a good little slave, you know. But and it's dangerous. I mean, it makes sense. If I was in the banking industry, or if I was in, you know, more of a corporate field, I wouldn't want to just be randomly talking about some prison guy because it could really put you at a disadvantage. But this really gets to the essence of what is the role of artists. I can say whatever I want, and people are like, oh, it's fine. She's an artist. She's just, you know, whatever. And I think that that's a great power that we have. And it's something that is really exciting to me. And now to be able to merge that with cryptocurrency, it's a wonderful opportunity in my mind, because now artists, they can get their funding directly from the communities that support them, and they don't have to go to a record label. Do you think a record label is going to let me talk about that? Of course not. They're going to be like, shut up, get in the skimpy outfit, let's see you shake it, baby. And I don't agree with that. And not that there's anything wrong with that kind of music. I love to go dancing and all that stuff. But we need to have dissent, and we need to have a critical something, because the media is failing us, and artists actually have that opportunity. So getting back to TatianaCoin, people can donate, they get, you know, Tatiana coins, and the way that it works is they can sell them, they can trade them, they can give them to their friends and family, they can break it up, they can save their, you know, digital gift certificate, which is essentially what it is, and they can use it later on. Maybe they have all my albums, they have wonderful taste in music, so, you know, they're just waiting for the next one. And it's also not on a timeline, right? Because sometimes people will send me, they'll say, oh, I want to give you money, and that feels weird. But if I can give them something of value back, that's really exciting to me. And then the other angle of it is the fan, right? So how do I connect with my fans more? What we've built out with Tokenly, which is a company that Adam has founded as a kind of result of our own struggles with creating our own tokens, we've made it so by January, artists will be able, fans can sign in, they'll automatically have a Bitcoin account, boom, and they can buy Tatiana coins with dollars, and they have exclusive content, they have advanced ticket sales, they have streaming. We're experimenting with digital albums that are transferable the same way that an old CD would be. You know, you can sell your old CDs. It's a little bit less of pressure when you buy a CD, because you can think, oh, I'll sell it later if I need to. So anyway, fans are now able to message with me directly, message with themselves, and basically, no matter what happens, as long as they have that coin, I'm always going to stay in contact with them. So yeah, I can still talk with them on Facebook, I can still interact with them on YouTube and all the other social media sites, but I'm not going to lose that connection. And I think that that's really good, and I think it makes people feel like they're a part of something. You know, there's a lot of depressed people out there. I mean, it's a depressing world in a lot of ways, but by bringing people together through music and giving them a chance to kind of feel like they're a part of it, I think that that's really essential. So, I'm trying to think if I forgot anything, but maybe I'll play you guys a song. How's that? So this song is called Masters of War, and it's an old Bob Dylan song, and this is the kind of music that used to be made. I don't know why nobody's singing against the Masters of War right now, because as far as I can tell, it's like a pretty bad scene out there. So here it is. Come, you masters of war, you that build all the guns, you that build the death bay, you that build all the bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind desks. I just want you to know I can see through your mask. You that never done nothing but build to destroy. You play with my world like it's your little toy. You put a gun in his hand, then you hide from his eyes, and you turn and run farther when the fast bullets fly. Like Judas of old, you lie and deceive. World war can be won. You want me to believe, but I see through your eyes, and I see through your brain. So the new album I have is going to be out in 2017, and we're going to do the next big push for TatianaCoin, and sort of use it as an example for other artists to see. And Ross is actually, he gave me for my birthday a picture of me that he's drawn. He's drawing in jail. He's also teaching yoga and teaching GED classes. Perfect place for a guy like that, right? Anyway, so he drew my album cover for me. And what I really am excited about with that is it gives me an opportunity to talk about the drug war and its various failures. And it allows me to talk about the prison-industrial complex and how this is a barbaric system. And I believe that we can do better. And I think that that's an important thing to kind of tie together. And I think that that's really what inspires a lot of people to get into cryptocurrency. The belief that in our lifetimes, we could really ensure a much more fair, equitable, kind, compassionate, and prosperous world. So if you guys support my message, I hope that you support my album next year. And the title of the album is called Keep the Faith. And what I've found over the years is, even though people may be ideologically saying that they believe in the same things that you do, they don't always. And it can be really, really disheartening. It can make you not want to be a part of things anymore. It makes you want to quit. And at the end of the past 2 years, which were quite difficult for me, I felt that that was the message. I got to keep the faith. So that's this last song for you.
Out
It's so like attentive and sweet. Thank you. Do y'all have any questions?
Where do we buy TatianaCoin from?
On my website, TatianaMoroz.com, and you have to make sure that you have a counterparty compatible wallet. And in the upcoming months, you could do it now. You guys can probably figure it out. But in the upcoming months, it'll be something that Grandma can figure out. I hope.
What's your favorite wallet?
The Tokenly wallet. We're making one ourselves, so there's a Tokenly one, which I think will be probably the way that we go. And what's nice is Tokenly integrated with a company called Lightyear in America that does the KYC for you. We can't avoid the KYC, AML, blah, blah, and that's fine. But you know, it makes it good because people can actually buy Bitcoins once they have the wallet, which is kind of cool. Any other questions?
So, do you get a...
When are you going to join Ethercamp? Sorry, I'm joking.
So, if we buy your next album to Tokenly, do we get a token that we can sell off later on and give somebody else access to your album?
Yes, that's so Adam has been working on this. To me, this is a little bit kind of funky. To me, the idea of the token being a digital gift certificate seems to be the easiest way of explaining it to people. But what Adam wants to do is have album tokens that are finite in nature, so you're not actually violating copyright laws, you're not making copies, but you can sell them later. And I think that that's a pretty cool innovation.
That's great.
Yeah, so it'll be cool. I wish I understood it slightly better because sometimes people ask me hard questions. Wait, yeah, I mean, I know everything about it, but next question.
Are you seeing an adoption by other artists?
No, so this is what's really cool is artists have not really done the artist coin thing. I feel like there have been a couple others that have tried it, but this is going to be the first thing. So when we do the crowdfunding campaign, yeah, whatever, I want to raise money. But to me, I see it as an advertisement, as a use case for other artists. And I'm going to be doing a lot of outreach. You know, New York is a really great community of unsung heroes. I mean, there's so many amazing musicians in New York that face the same exact problem that I did. And so what we'll do is we'll sign up maybe 5 or 10 of them that we really want to kind of throw our support behind and have them use it the way that they want to use it and learn from that experience and basically try and do more of a grassroots feel instead of some of the other, I don't know, I guess approaches. You know, a lot of people are really excited about doing digital rights on the blockchain, and I think that's amazing, but it's, to me, number one, as an artist, I don't think it's that exciting. Like, I don't think that, I mean, artists are egomaniacs, right? We want our own coin, we want everybody to think about us nonstop. So, you know, joining like having my rights on a blockchain doesn't really excite me, and there's a really big challenge with trying to get everybody to agree to do that. So to me, this is a little bit of a faster way to get artists into cryptocurrency and in a provable way, right? Because if you want to have a successful blockchain-based database, everybody has to agree. That's really, really hard to do. But if I can get 5 artists that can fund their next record, I think that that's really great. And obviously we're hoping to do more than that. And also what's cool with Tokenly is that that model can really be adopted for all different kinds of businesses, where businesses can get, you know, tokens that they can use. So I think, you know, as somebody who had worked in a recording studio and I had hired a bunch of different interns and stuff, I mean, I must have hired like 500 people, there's a problem with work ethic. And I think that if people felt that they owned a little bit more of themselves when they went into a work situation, for example, if you know you had a personalized coin that kind of went up in value and down in value as you did a better job, I think that we would have a lot more productivity. I'd really like to see that happen. So.
Now use your Bitcoin Jingle on our website.
What?
Now use your jingle on our website.
What's your website? I'm sure it's good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you may. No, I think of that song as something that belongs to the community. I mean, if somebody eventually wants to like come over and hand me a bunch of cash, things might change. But for now, anybody's welcome to use it, and I'm quite flattered if you feel that way. We're doing a full band version with the new record, so it'll be good. Much better than me crappy playing. But,
in your Bitcoin jingle, you talk about where you advocate using Bitcoin wherever you can. How often do you use Bitcoin to pay for things?
well, I like to hoard my Bitcoin sometimes, I have to admit, but I keep most of my money in Bitcoin. So yeah, and I have the Shift card now. I'm gonna try the BitPay one. I hung out with Tony. I mean, BitPay's, they're my peeps. They had my back from the beginning, so I want to see what they have cooked up over there. But yeah, usually I use the Shift card, and it makes it really nice and easy. And I think that makes it a lot more legitimate. Like when I first sang a song, I was like, I don't know if I can use Bitcoin whenever I pay. But now I can. It's made it a lot easier.
If we want to buy your previous albums, can we pay with Bitcoin?
Yes, you can. Yeah, on my site you can pay with dollars, whatever currency, and then also different cryptocurrencies. We integrated with Shapeshift. So it'll be with Bitcoin, with dollars, with TatianaCoin, whatever you want to use. And also if you like my music, I have some CDs with me here, so. Any other questions? This was really fun, guys. Thank you very much for having me.